Hello, I'm the Anime Viewer 66, and today we're going to be taking a look at Steven Universe Lion 4 Alternate Ending. So, in this episode, we see Steven going all OCD, trying to figure out the whole thing of his magical destiny and what he is supposed to do with his life and whatnot. What was Rose's grand plan for him and all that? What Steven eventually learns by the end of the episode, in which most people have to learn the hard way a lot of time, there isn't any sort of grand destiny for you. Even if you're born to some special family or whatever and your family's had a great legacy, that doesn't necessarily mean that you will have to do the same. Everyone has their own individual lives, and you do whatever you can. You gotta roll with the punches and just go with the good times when you can get them, sort of thing. A lesson that everyone has to learn, and that Steven, as a child, is having to learn here. And we see this through the fact that he gets an old tape. He already had an old tape from his mom and dad where they basically just say, hey, we love you, we want you to be the best you can be. But he figures there has to be like some secret message in it, like some Nicolas Cage sort of thing. Like, I know there's like a secret code in here somewhere, but of course there's not. But Stephen then finds a second tape that has the name Nora on the side, and he thinks, oh, this must be my sister. Well, if this is my sister, I have to go find her and help her and all this sort of thing. We have to figure out who this is. But with some help of his pet Lion, which, by the way, Lion is adorable in this episode, and with help with his dad, aka the best dad ever, he figures out, oh, this wasn't his sister. Nora was the name that they were going to give Steven if he turned out to be a girl. And throughout this whole thing, he's like, oh, but there's a secret message encoded in the tape, I thought, and all this. And then his dad is just like, whoa, whoa, slow down. Look, look. We didn't put any sort of secret message in the tape or anything like that. We just want you to be the best you can be. And that ultimately is the message of this particular episode. You choose your destiny. There is no set out plan for anyone. There is no overarching grand masterpiece that somehow will come together to make a formulaic plan of awesomeness. No, it's just you live your life, you do the best you can, you take the punches when they come, and you enjoy the good times when you got them. That is just life. And Stephen, after having sort of put Rose on this pedestal for so long and thinking that he has to live up to her sort of big grandness, he now is slowly realizing, at least I hope he's slowly realizing in this point, that he doesn't have to live up to that sort of big, grandiose ideal, that he can just be himself. And that's a good thing to teach kids overall, I think. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the little nod they put to LGBT people in this episode, more particularly for trans people and for gender questioning and gender queer people. Basically, they have a speech where Greg tells Steven, you can be whoever you want to be. And in a part of that speech, he says, you can be Steven, you can be Nora, you could be whoever you want to be. You can even change your name if you want to. And then he points out how he himself changed his last name to Universe and whatnot. So basically, he's just saying, do in your life whatever makes you happy. And I think that that's a really cool thing that they added in, and I'm glad that Steven Universe, as much as it may get sort of, I suppose you could say, less than stellar reviews sometimes on some of their episodes where they're talking about more serious things because they don't always handle it with the best of care. And this particular episode, I think they handled it beautifully. With all that said, now I give this show 4 stars out of 5. So please tell me what you thought of this episode below. Did you like it? Did you not like it? And what did you think about the somewhat deep themes that they introduced into this episode? Do you think they handled it well, or did you think they didn't? Or do you think they could have done something completely different that would have changed it up? Just give me your thoughts down below. Until the next time we meet, my friends, I'm the Anime Viewer 66. Thank you, and good night.